Hello again, Parmist Ankur. Many people have asked me in the past few days when the war is likely to end. My answer, in short, can be summarized as it will last years. Um, to understand the answer, one must understand the nature of war. It's wars go through attritional phases, long phases, when nothing seems to move. It's just that the tension is there, and if anything does move, then it will be, let's say, shot at immediately. But usually it's a wait and watch for both sides. So wars are that also, not just raining missiles and bombs. So in that sense, I say that war or warlike activity, it may not will basically the military tensions, the warlike activity or war itself may last for more than a decade, probably 1.5 decade now in the Middle East. Continues to involve Iran, Israel, of course, and also some of the other countries of Middle East. I expect, I have said this in the past year itself. Last year itself, I had said that I expect UAE and Saudi Arabia to be engaged in war. Um in early January, if you go to my Twitter account, I had written again, I had reiterated rather, I had previously said as well that I expect the real estate market to crash in the UAE because I expect the country to be strongly engaged in war, and that's a country which is whose economy cannot support anything like war. Uh, Built on desert sand, completely, yeah, dependent on a few things: petroleum, tourism, and desalination. So that's not a country built for durability, I would say. Um so that's the most vulnerable country in the Middle East. Countries like UAE, and of course some of the other countries are also vulnerable: Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, and Jordan especially, which but anyway, we'll come to Jordan at some other point of time. So I wanted to talk to you about this, but also about Iran. I have published now my predictions for Iran for the spring summer period, basically around 20th of March to, let me see, I have published it on my website, 20th of March to yeah, okay, I published it only for spring for now, 20th of March to 21st of June. So for the spring period, I have already published predictions for Iran on my website. They were published on March 6th. And as you know, in December, I had already published predictions for Iran for the ongoing winter period, in which I had said that the very popular protests will happen against the government, strikes will happen on Iran, and late February, Ayatollah, Khamenei will be dead, or if he survives, he would flee. So all this has indeed happened. And now what happens in the spring, I can read out a little bit from my website, palmistankur.com. Then, for those of you who don't know my website. So besides weather, I will not go to weather. But besides weather, which you can of course read all the predictions on my website, so you will also get the weather and other things. So the country continues to be in a strong turmoil. The country here means Iran. I'm talking about Iran. It continues to be on the offensive in this period, and I do not foresee any cessation of war and hostilities throughout this period. Throughout this period, I mean 20th of March to 21st of June. This is the period I'm talking about in these predictions. Even while Iran continues to be attacked viciously, and a lot of destruction in the country can be anticipated during this period. And now this is important to note: the country, that is Iran, would notch some handsome and spectacular wins against its foes during these 3 months, as well as during the rest of the year. So basically, I see some major military victories or gains also for Iran, even though Iran, of course, gets continued to be bombarded. It is against a mighty foe. But I also see some strong successes over the rest of 2026 for Iran within these 3 months, also late March to late June, but also beyond in this year. Late April 2026, especially around 29th April to 1st of May, around that period, may especially bring some handsome results for the country in the military arena, and also an uptick in hostilities with other regional countries. So that's a time to watch out for: 29th April to 1st of May. Around that time, it could be plus minus couple of days. That especially this 29th of April, 1st of May period is a time to watch out for. There could be more things happening between Iran and some of the regional countries. Israel also is a regional country, to remind you. Within this period, the country, back to Iran, so within this period, Iran is about to enter a several years long phase during which relations between elites and the common people go through a sharp evolution. And the theocracy may be overthrown, or the new theocratic ruler is strongly militaristic, or someone from the military units, such as the IRGC, takes over the leadership of the country. All of these could also occur, not necessarily in sequential order, in the next few years. In any case, so what the gist of the matter is that the leadership of the country is likely to be strongly hawkish from now onwards, and not reluctant to take the initiative and even make preemptive strikes, which is unlike the past leadership of the country. Finally, another very important point: relations with several countries in the country's neighborhood become more rocky, and war is expected to increase between them. Some other countries of the region, besides Israel, may also be attacking the country. So one could expect probably some of the Gulf states, Gulf Arab states, to join the war with Israel attacking Iran. It could happen. I expect some other countries of the region, as I said, besides Israel, may also be attacking Iran, and Iran's attacks on these countries further increase in frequency or intensity. So, and in retaliation, Iran would also increase its attacks on these other regional countries besides Israel. Thorny, hostile, warlike, or warring relations with much of its neighborhood are going to be a feature now for Iran for the next 10 years and more. But things should be especially bad till the end of 2029. So from now till the end of 2029 is especially bad period for the relations with some of the regional countries. Yeah, very strong war or warlike conditions to exist, very hostile conditions. But at the same time, there could be an uptick in relations with some country in its neighborhood, and even some kind of a tacit or overt arrangement may be made with this particular country for support in the war. So let's see who it is. I have not gone through the round of other Middle Eastern countries yet. I will go through, I will also make predictions for them, and probably it may become clearer to me who this country is, who probably could give some support to Iran in this war, in which so far Iran is completely cornered so far. So, yeah, some other predictions are also there regarding Iran for this season, the spring season, on my website. You can go there, parmistankur.com. I can show you maybe the website for those of you who don't know. This is, as you can see, parmistankur.com. Yeah, and this is the spring one. Now spring predictions. So Iran spring 2026, and in the title itself I put now wider region at war now. This was published on 6th of March. And if you go below this picture and go below this, some of this introductory content, then all these predictions are there. Yeah, there are more predictions than what I just now said. Some other predictions are also there. You can go and have a look at them. Iran is one of the countries I am usually extremely accurate about. Repeatedly I have called it very, very well. I had called the 12-day war. I called the recent events in Iran, and even earlier when Iran had made some, let's say, some spying activities, and all these things had happened in Iran, and the damages that had happened in Iran. So anyway, I hope that especially whoever is in the Middle East stays safe, takes wise decisions, to not delay things for too long. Sometimes it's not easy to get out. Make a clear judgment about when, like at what point you need to take a decision if you are an expert there. For example, I heard one of my readers say that they have decided that as soon as their country in which they are, if it joins the war, if it attacks Iran, for example, then at that moment of time they would leave. So make your decisions. What is at what point of time you think that now it's not wise, or maybe you decide to continue staying. But as if you are an expat, because this region is full of expats, that's why I'm especially talking of expats. Decide on a proper time frame when you want to make decisions at what time. It's never wise to be too late. Many wars, the partition of India, many events have shown that it's not very wise to delay to delay and or to try to weather the inevitable. So I'm not saying to leave or not to leave, but um, judge the situation well, judge whatever is happening, do not live under any delusions or false promises, do not fall for any propaganda by any government. There will be propaganda in a war from every side. Uh, do not fall from propaganda from any particular political party you follow in any country. Take a judge for yourself based on whatever is actually happening, and then if you think a decision is needed, that when certain red line is crossed, and then you must do that, so do that. Thank you. Bye bye. Stay safe. I hope for world peace, even though it looks very difficult now. The world is probably entering rather a war phase, a bigger war between 2029 to 3034, that period. Existential crisis for the US, especially, and some of the Arab countries in the Gulf, some of the Arab Gulf states. Very difficult times for Iran also ahead, and difficult times also for Israel to some extent. Um, so anyway, for many countries, and very difficult, especially economically, very very difficult times for India ahead in the next 5 6 years. But anyway, wherever you are, stay safe. We all pray for world peace, but at the same time, peace not at the cost of submission. It should always, when one prays for peace, one should always pray for a just peace, not the peace of slavery or submission. One must always distinguish between an unjust peace and a just peace. So we pray for peace, but we pray for a just peace. Uh, and that is what we all should hope for as human beings, as uh, we are all in it together. Uh, we are one species on this earth out of several species, and we should cherish that. And we should, of course, not fight with each other, but unfortunately, people do fight. People have egos, jealousies, different things. But we hope that people come to their senses sooner rather than later. Bye bye.